Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Gracefall, Paths Unknown. If you're joining us live on Twitch, sorry. That took so long. It was really important what we were talking about. And weigh in chat.
So important.
I made a new character. You'll probably get to see him in a one-shot sometime.
Weigh in chat. Carpets or hardwood? Sub-question. What kind of floor do you want on your dungeon? Think about it. Properly label your mimics. Okay. Last time, the crew solved the Cavalcade of Quirks problem by by combining them into one being and putting them in a Warforged body, basically. To the end of the episode, Wynne and Issa talked to a halfling named Gomer about pacts and bonds, trying to find out some insight into the ongoing werewolf problem that is afflicting the humans. And we have just passed our second full moon on the planet, which means you've all been here for about a month.
Happy birthday!
The next day, you all were asked to stop by the field commander, Commander Crawford, her tent for your next assignment.
Feels like we haven't had assignments in a while for some reason. Maybe it's just because we've been on this for so long.
No, we had an assignment. We had to go check out the crashed, what is it called? The
Drop
crash
jammer?
ship? Drop jammer, yeah. I was going to call it Star Jammer, but I'm like, no, that's
I
enough.
did kind of explode. Like, my brain did explode a bit, and it's very difficult for me to remember that part of the mission, if I'm being very frank with you.
To be fair, 2 horrors beyond comprehension have occurred since then. So.
It's been a bit of a long week, honestly. But I'm glad to get things...
In like 3 days.
Relatively back to normal. Cut to just some ridiculously insane-looking wildlife chasing around our new robot buddy, or just cut to anything just completely insane going on. Yes, back to normal.
Yeah, the night is young. We still have time.
You've heard of double spiders. Have you met quadruple centipede?
Ooh.
That's like 400 legs.
Get that down.
They're just in a wheel. They're all...
Biblically accurate centipede.
Hi, we're
Be
playing
not
a serious
afraid,
game.
but I understand if you're kind of grossed out.
Why are we
Be
all so
not
funny today?
afraid.
We're all so funny today. We're never gonna get anything done this session.
That's fine.
I don't mind it, yeah.
This is...
Yeah,
Oh well.
Sometimes this is just what you need.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
Everyone take inspiration. Y'all get it.
Yay!
I didn't even have a character sheet up. That's where my head's at right now.
I have 4 of those now.
I do too.
Also, biblically accurate centipedes is my new Discord status.
My new familiar, the biblically accurate centipede. That reminds me, I did want to do something. I did want to do something with my artificer things. I unfortunately did not remember to do this, to schedule this, but just trying to remember the rules for the homunculus.
The rules for what now?
A homunculus. I want to make a homunculus.
Can you do that at level 5?
Yeah. says I need a gem or crystal worth 100 gold pieces, though. No, I don't need... I think you can do that at any level of the homunculus.
One day I'm going to learn how artificers work.
So all those old parts that Clangley got, took out of his still living body, which if you think about it, is a little morbid. You see this like little... It looks like, the Times Square, like the round clock. It's that with a little propeller coming out of the top, and the propeller's on top of like a little top hat. So it's just a clock with a top hat on it. A little spinning propeller.
So Clangley's made like a little clock drone, like a steampunk clock drone.
Yeah, so tell us the time. Right now it's okay. I actually haven't set the clock yet. I forgot to do that. He looks at the sun. What time is it exactly?
Based on sundials, or a couple people have like Commander Crawford. You've seen has a watch that she winds
Crawford.
And stuff like that.
Crawford,
it's
what time is this?
It's 9:30 a.m.
All right, and then he's gonna kind of like tap the clock on the side. You're good to go. Got to think of a name for you. Yeah, we'll do that later.
Clockley.
It's going to be Clockley, isn't it?
Also thinking Clockley, maybe Clanglet.
Ooh.
Clanglet.
Oh, it's just a little Clanglet.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, it might have to be Clanglet, or it might just be Junior. We'll think of one later. But
Yeah.
Clangley now is a homunculus. I can figure out how to add one of those to my sheet.
Yeah, what can that do?
All the time.
So
it can tell time.
It can. It just goes around. It's basically a familiar. It can deliver touch spells for me. It is evasion. It can hit
Pass
stuff.
Flutter.
But I need to I use a bonus action to command it, so it could give me advantage on an attack or something if it wanted to. But I gotta use my bonus action to command it.
Okay, and it has little stats. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to. I just want a little homunculus. Okay, I'll figure this out while you guys are doing other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, you're all supposed to meet with Commander Crawford in the morning.
I cannot actually make a homunculus until I level up. I apologize.
Okay.
I have to switch it when I level up.
Okay, so... in the morning, in Commander Crawford's tent, she says that you all have been selected to basically lead the expedition to place the next beacon for a base camp. So you're basically going to go further and build a second camp, like a proper one, not just beacons. So she says you have time to prepare. You can, gather the supplies you need. You can take crew members, not you can't take everybody, but you can take like 5-10 people with you. Selected. Issa, you'd have to select basically a chief engineer to replace you here. Like, you're still like the expedition's chief engineer, but you need to appoint a supervisor here, basically. Clangley, same thing. Yeah, so there's that, and then you pick from the list any NPCs you want to bring. If you're just like, we want to bring 10 workers, you just bring 10 workers. You know, you don't have to pick specific people if you don't want to. But Crawford will sort of pointedly ask about several people, like Fred and Vondra. What would you like to do with them?
Would you like to attend with us?
Well, Fred is still...
I feel like we should take Cork just to supervise them.
Fred is still convalescing from his add-a-foot to me.
Yeah, so Fred should be out of commission for a while.
Definitely should not be walking.
Yes, alright. So, Fred can stay. I think we should take Cork just because,
Should definitely take Cork.
For the past couple of days, ever since Cork has been coalesced, Claire has fashioned a full-on, like, child leash for Cork. That is, like, it's a little harness that's around their chest. And it's really funny because the construct that Claire built for Cork is larger than her. It's like a typical sized person, and she is small. So, yeah, it's basically like she's got, like, a leash tied around her hand that leads up, like, up above her head to be attached to the chest of Cork. And she just leads them around like, okay, we're going this way now.
Yeah, he very politely, okay. Seems very...
Condescending?
Oh, that... Yeah, I mean, probably. Cork seems... They were always confused, so confused isn't quite the right word. But very, very hesitant about a lot of things now.
We taught him how to have an existential crisis. Good job, team.
Claire doesn't see it as that big of a deal. She's been having an existential crisis for like 2
Claire
years.
is an existential crisis.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
really
kind
is.
of
We love
like
we love her
character.
for it, but yeah.
You'll get Cork and you're like, oh god, it's spreading.
How is existentialism contagious?
Okay, every Warforged has an existential crisis at one point in their life. I
Reassuring.
remember my first one.
Yeah. Point.
Wasn't fun. It was not a fun experience.
Claire writes a little note for like, and tapes it on Cork's hand. It's just basically like, she almost kind of wants to use the word humanity, but humanity isn't exactly the right word for Cork, so like, existence isn't the right word either. Or, like, your sentience is never in question. She like writes that, tapes it on their hand, and then like whenever Cork starts to like get a little bit away, she just like turns their hand up to their face.
Wait, but why would it be? Wait. But that wasn't the part.
That never in question.
But
Never is an absolute, never.
I have so many more questions now.
Never.
But
Maybe just a little bit.
Never.
let's see. Cork has a leash. Leash and a note. Okay. So you're going to leave Fred here. That's probably safe and smart. Roly-poly.
Oh,
Is that a cool?
yeah, I think Roly Poly will come along.
Okay.
I know Wynne has been trying to, like, teach it to, like, commands and sit and steal, sit and stay and all that stuff.
I like steel.
Steal. Steal boy.
Okay, give me an animal handling check. Let's see how well Roly-poly is taking to this.
Okay.
I've forgotten already who Roly Poly is. I'm sorry.
It's the armadillo lion baby
yeah.
I found.
Little armadillo lion cub.
Right.
Found.
We gotta stop killing animals and
Ooh.
adopting their children.
No.
No.
Never.
We are a D&D party. Have you met those?
Fair enough. Continue.
21.
Okay, yeah. No. Roly-poly's learning some basic commands. Sit, stay, heal. Roll over.
Working on steel.
Working on steel.
Yep.
We're gonna have a party rogue soon.
Sneak attack.
They have high enough deception that nobody notices that they're a roly-poly bear.
Reminds me of the story of Sir Barrington.
Yes!
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Okay. Okay. Is there anyone else in particular you all would like to bring with you? Otherwise, you'll be like assigned, a couple Warforged, like some miners, probably an engineer, a pilot kind of thing.
I mean, of my engineers, which ones volunteer to be supervisor? And do any of them volunteer to go with us?
I mean, they all like you, so they would certainly go with you. Hold on, let me pull up the campaign. Let's see. So Yinsen Tallstep or Tavier are probably good choices to be the supervisor in your stead, and either of them would volunteer for it. Yinsen's fairly down to earth and practical. Tavier is very talented, but like slow. Like they take the Eladrin view on things. Of it can take as long as I need it to take. Which is good because their craftsmanship is impeccable. It's bad because, yeah, I can work on that sword for 5 years, and that's fine. But very concerned about safety. It's getting done right kind of stuff. Yinsen's probably going to bow to corporate interests a little easier, but generally is level-headed. And Bits volunteers to come with you.
Yay! Actually going to split duties between Jensen and Tavier then, and put Jensen basically in charge of production and scheduling, and Tavier in charge of, like, operations.
Okay.
One of you make sure everything stays on schedule, the other one of you don't let anyone do anything dumb.
Don't let anyone do anything. Full stop. No. Okay, perfect.
That's not the word dumb.
Clangley
is going to hold a. Do they need to hold a vote, or is there like? I'm assuming Clangley is some kind of like deputy leader somewhere.
Yeah, you're like a union rep, so you're like in charge of like a contingent of Warforged, basically.
Yeah, one of them's got to be a deputy leader. It's whoever is the highest in command who didn't fall for the religion of the cult of the Everglade or whatever. Cult of the Iridescent Dangerglade. Bring that phrase back.
Yeah, it's probably
behind the 7-Eleven. Woo!
Yeah, that's probably Gloom or Wheezy.
Gloom, you're in charge, and if something happens to Gloom, Wheezy, you're in charge. Why do we?
Wheezy's kind of like,
okay,
yeah, nothing will happen to Gloom. And Gloom is
already panicking.
Yeah, Gloom's eyes just get big. Like, I'm in what?
Wheezy, you're in charge.
You got it.
Also, for what it's worth, I don't think that's wheezing. I think you just kind of sound cool.
Oh, thanks. I mean, yeah.
Why do people call you Wheezy?
I have like a wheezy voice, sort of.
I guess. I mean, do robots? I mean, sorry. I know it's old-fashioned word. I'm an old person. Do we wheeze? We don't have lungs.
I mean, technically,
all right, carry on.
But I don't know. That's just what people call me.
Okay. Have a nice evening.
You too.
All right. Was that a mischievous laugh?
No.
Okay. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Yeah, Clangley walks away. It's like, I've left this in good hands.
Okay.
How long before they break the labor contract?
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you've got Cork, Roly Poly, Bits. Anyone else?
We should probably bring one more person with a sword.
Let's see. Folks with a sword. Matilda.
Sword.
The quartermaster.
Now you might want to come.
She's got a sword. Emerald has a gun. They're a gunslinger.
Oh, well, guns are better. So.
Yeah. Why not both?
Sorry.
You can bring both. They're both werewolves, remember, but...
Oh, that's right.
Full moon's over, though, right?
Yeah, you got 30 days.
A whole month.
And you can... They have silver manacles, so...
There's a joke I could make. I'm not going to go there. No, that's... sounds good to me. I don't... Are we going to be out for 30 days?
I mean, basically, you will be at this camp for the foreseeable future. Not that you can't come back, but you're like going out there to set something up.
Okay, then maybe we should not bring the wolf, the lycanthropically challenged.
It'll be fine. Is my vote. We're off to establish New Spice City.
Old
New Spice City too.
We could call this one Old Spice City, like as a joke.
Two City.
Newer, spicier city.
Following naming conventions, then this could be New Spice City XL.
New Spice City U.
New Spice City U. Mm-hmm.
Call it New Fredonia. You know, but
no, then we definitely would call it Old Fredonia.
Better Fredonia.
Let's just name it when we get there. We don't know what it looks like because if we name it like
worry
Eastwood and it's in the desert. that's going to look really stupid.
Let's
Yeah,
worry
if we
about
name it
getting
Newer
there
Spicier
and
City.
having a place to sleep, and then we can name the tent.
Yes.
Good,
I mean,
Tent.
We get there
You've done
and
your
name
job,
it New
Tent.
Spice City, and it's not newer or spicier, then we'll have made a grave error.
Wonderful. Anyways, and then Clangley's going to take out his maps and start charting and planning a route. And he will ask Wynne for some assistance.
Okay. So, to this end, Commander Crawford is giving you some flexibility on where you go. So I posted in the chat earlier the little portion of the map that you all have revealed, basically. Let me actually pull up that one so I can... so I can reference that as opposed to the full map.
We've explored this kind of this whole kind of I guess it is. It's almost a peninsula. It's almost a peninsula.
It's basically a peninsula. Where is it? Here it is.
So, do we want to cross the river that's there and then go more towards the mountains, or do we want to clear off the map and maybe just go to the beach or something? Like go past the iron bark.
Yeah, so you could go. Yeah, you could go down to the very southern tip where you think it's, or like southwestern tip where you think it's probably swampy beaches. Yeah, across the river and into the mountains. If you built a boat, you could sail, north, south, or west.
I think if we are going to create a second settlement, it should probably be something along the coast in case we do need to launch a watercraft of some kind for whatever reason.
I'm not mentally prepared to know what kind of weird ocean monster Andy has planned for us, so I'm going to veto the open ocean for now.
Yeah, also, if we tried to cross the sea, it would be harder to get resources back to New Spice City.
Yeah, it's more so just to have access to the sea seems important. Not necessarily
something coastal for sure, but
it doesn't have. We don't have to go and sailing or whatever. I was thinking the southern tip, because if we get this whole peninsula squared away, it's all right, we've explored it. We don't have to worry about any more stuff here because we've got the crash drop hammer. We've got New Spice City. We know where the iron bark is. We got our little peninsular, I don't know what you would call it, if it's a republic or whatever. We got this little peninsular, I would hesitate to call it a state, but, it's a cute little, it's the New Spice Peninsula, it's exciting.
Claire will defer to the people who have the map, even though I had said something, she actually doesn't have all that much of an opinion on it.
Wynne, what do you think? You're the park ranger or park druid here, anyways.
I mean, it's what are we building on next? Because I can see us going into the mountains to maybe look for more places to mines and things like that, which means we would have to cross the river. Or we could go, again, down to the peninsula, down to the coast and see, what's along the beaches. And it's probably good, I think, to probably find whatever monsters or creatures live down there just to see, what the biodiversity ends up being.
This is a freshwater river, right?
The one on the map is, yes.
So, what if we were to go to the mouth of the river on the southern portion of the continent? Or the northern portion. Either one is fine. Because eventually we're going to have to start growing some food. Because not every one of us runs on magic power.
I thought we were already growing food. Like,
yeah, there is. Well, you guys are mostly using like meat and then rations. Like there is some food starting to be grown, but you are. If you wanted to go build like a big farm area, it certainly would not hurt.
I kind of like that idea.
But you have to clear, like, in that area in particular, you'd have to clear some trees. But, I mean, probably wouldn't be too hard.
But on the southern coast, there seems to be a little more free space.
Yeah, like below the ironbark.
Yeah, but I was thinking at the southern tip of the river.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I see.
I'm sorry, I've got like civilization brain, like the video game. So I'm like, we need to settle near the river so we have access to fresh water, and I don't think that's how real life. Well, I mean, kind of is, but not really.
If we headed more towards the mountain, we could establish a farm in the foothills.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
a clear cutting we'd need to do, and Issabel probably does miss mountains.
And, you know, there might be other water sources that aren't on the map. These are just like the big rivers. There are still like creeks and streams and smaller aquifer kind of things that just wouldn't show up on the map.
I say we explore the southern or northern coast of the river and like that area. Tip rather.
But heading up to the foothills and towards the foothills and the mountains.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Okay.
It's also that second river that like is in a really cool place.
I mean, that sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Onward toward adventure where nothing bad will happen.
And they marched. And nothing bad happened. So that's the end of the episode, I guess. Well, for now, you're heading towards the river.
Heading south-north towards the river.
And you have the ragtag crew of Cork, Roly-Poly, Bits, Emerald, and Matilda. Anybody else?
Well, I mean, I think we should take Claire with us. Personally.
Claire with us. If we have Roly-Poly, we should also have Wynne.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
I don't know if someone needs to keep Bits on a leash. I don't know him that well, but...
I mean, Clangley might as well come along as well. You know?
If you insist. No, of course. Okay. The folks you've met kind of come up, say goodbye. Gloom, Dust, Hamlet, Gris, anybody else? Gomer. There it is.
This guy's like, yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to sit this one out.
Okay. Okay. Folks say goodbye. I'm going to guess you're all bringing, obviously, most of your personal effects. Claire has a crap ton of crystals she's been hoarding.
Lots of bones.
And
yeah, lots of
she's got
bones.
bone powder. She's got sample things. She clinks when she walks, like even more than usual. My new nicknames for Claire and Clangley are Clink and Clang.
Amazing.
The onomatopoeias that happen as they walk along, just clink, clang, clink, clang, clink, clang.
It's how they communicate.
Yeah, it's audible cacophony. It's terrible.
What?
Also adorable, honestly.
Bits and Issabel are trying to figure out how to carry all of their machining equipment with them.
We're just a very noisy group.
Yeah, no.
Heavy.
Stealth, nothing. Matilda's in, like, full plate. Yeah, Bits...
Where birds just fly out of trees. You can tell.
Bits is like a I'm trying to, like, a kit basher, basically. Like, whatever crap they have, they turn into something. So it's a lot of, like, dumpster diving, guerrilla science kind of stuff. So yeah, they bring, like, a weird assortment of, like, it's like, you know, an old VHS player, basically, like, just a bunch of stuff, and they're like, this is really important.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Like, folds up a note card and puts it in his pocket. Like, okay, good, okay, cool.
You're the one who's going to have to carry most of it.
Oh,
so
damn it.
you need it.
He has, like, this...
I have to figure out how to get this entire mill and lathe with us.
Oh.
And my chemistry set.
Oh.
Shush.
He's got, like, a Death Stranding backpack. He's just kind of like... I'm your dad.
The entire mechanic of this game is don't fall over.
You're a real weirdo, Kojima.
We love you for it.
I'm sorry Konami kicked you out.
They're a garbage company anyway.
Yeah. Let them make their pachinko machines or whatever the hell they're doing now.
That's pretty much it as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you all leave the camp. Bye, New Spice City. You'll be back soon. Maybe.
Hopefully.
You all
Yeah, we brought a werewolf with us.
Brought two werewolves
Yeah, two.
with us.
You all head towards the river. And the river isn't terribly far from your location, so it takes a couple hours. You can approach it from the crashed drop jammer site. That's your crashed drop jammer. As you're walking through the woods, occasionally the more perceptive members of the crew can hear rustling above you, and you catch glimpses of Queen Zap Zaps, her brood of little baby Zap Zaps kind of clinging to her. She's following along. She waves with her people hands. Jumping around, staying ahead of you, and then, like, waiting for you to catch up, like, kind of watching you pass, and then scurrying ahead of you again. And as you approach the river, can I get perception checks, please?
What happened on my D20? There we go. There's one.
I'll share my dice out.
That's a 9. That's probably fine.
Hey, we're matching.
17.
There's the druid.
Thank
God,
you.
one of us can see. Holy shit.
These are not graceful dice. Yes.
First I thought you were going to be like, these are the monsters I'm attacking you with.
These, yes. Here we are. Okay.
And you're muted.
Got 3.
3. Okay.
Well, I see what's happening.
Yeah, so as you approach the river, there's a lot to take in. But when you notice down a ways, the river's pretty fast moving. It would be difficult to cross on foot, you think. Not impossible, especially with some athletics checks. But down to the north of where you are, or up to the north, whatever, to the north of where you are, when you notice that it looks like there's a bridge made of ice, kind of damming off part of the river.
I mean, are we not gonna check out the ice bridge?
The what?
There's an ice bridge over there.
Huh.
I vote Ice Bridge.
Thought
Yeah, ice bridge.
for sure, Ice Bridge.
Crew,
Gork,
thoughts?
what's your vote?
crap, an ice bridge!
All right, so we've all agreed Ice Bridge. I mean, we've all agreed Ice Bridge. I have an accent.
Sometimes.
I was programmed this way.
Emerald and Matilda are kind of at the back, and because they're carrying a lot of stuff, and they get there and they're like, "Cool, ice bridge." That's weird, right?
It's weird but exciting.
Okay.
Also, cool, Ice Bridge. I get it.
Does this ice bridge look like it was formed intentionally by someone who wields ice magic, or as if it naturally occurred?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, I can do those.
I'd like to assist.
Sure.
My
So,
dice lit. Heck yeah.
You have advantage, Claire.
I rolled an 11 and a 12, but that's still a 17, so...
Excellent. Yeah, so you don't think it's naturally occurring. You also don't think
Cool.
like a spellcaster did it. You think it looks like it was built by an animal, probably.
Ooh.
You get ice beavers? Are there ice beavers? I rolled to see if there's ice beavers.
If you get closer, you can make another perception check to see if there are ice beavers.
Roll to Ice Beaver.
Well, I want to see if there are ice beavers.
Okay, yeah. You all approach and perceive if there are ice beavers.
I rolled a 2 this time. That's even lower.
I rolled a 16. I
we
am
go.
into these ice beavers.
I'm just really impressed with the architecture on this bridge.
Uh-uh.
I can't believe an animal made it.
I only rolled an 8.
Mention the
I'm
possibility
really
of Ice Beavers, and Claire's immediately like, I wonder what their bones look like.
Honestly, yeah.
I just hope they're friendly.
Uncharacteristically perceptive player.
Look, beavers that build functional bridges sounds just absolutely adorable and very helpful.
But Claire with her her score, yeah, approaching. Y'all are looking for ice beavers. And Claire, indeed, swimming underneath the bridge, popping their head up, is this snow white beaver. You'd say it's like the size of a bear. It's really quite big, and the dam it is built is, extensive. This is a thick. This is a wide part of the river, and it's a really intricate bridge dam that is basically furloughing a decent chunk of the river. It's letting another part flow by, but it's created like this almost little ice pond for itself. And you can kind of see the ice beaver sticks its head out of the water, where it breaches the water. Kind of snowflakes and crystals form on the water around it, because otherwise it's temperate. Like, it's not cold where you are, but where the beaver touches, the water becomes cold.
Oh, wow. The Cryomancer beavers. That is amazing. I love this so much. Andy, I love this.
I'm glad. Ice beavers were one of the first things I came up with for whatever reason. And it's just taken 16 episodes to get to ice beavers.
Ice beavers, electric raccoons.
Ice beavers is inspired. I think that's why we were all like, oh, is it ice beavers? Because it's such a blessed concept.
Exactly. No,
I'm trying to come up with a name on par with Queen Zabzaps for what our new friend is going to be, so I might be a bit distracted for a bit.
And as this ice beaver pokes its head out of the water, Claire cocks her head at it, stares for a minute, no expression, and then just looks over and goes, "Wynne?"
Yeah, Wynne will step up, and I actually remembered to prepare Speak with Animals.
Okay.
So Wynne will cast that spell and say, "Hello, how are you?"
So unlike before, where, communicating with Queen Zapsaps is imperfect, because you were using your gnome feature that kind of just lets you convey simple thoughts and stuff. Like, you could full on converse with the ice beaver, and the ice beaver just kind of pulls its head back under the water, but you can hear it bubbling and say, "Hello, have you come for my dam?"
We just came to say hello, and we want to study your dam. We think it's really cool.
It is cool.
It is.
I
have
many burrows and a dam.
Indeed, you do. Do you mind if we use it to cross the river?
You may use it to cross the river. What are you?
Well, my name's Wynne, and Wynne will go on introducing everybody. We're from the moon.
What's
Kind of,
the
sort of
moon?
complicated.
The big round thing in the sky when the sun goes away?
Oh. The night sun.
Yep, that's it.
He says, "My name is Frostbite."
Oh, that's a great name. That's a wonderful name. I love that.
Because beavers have the teeth. Oh, that's great.
I love that so much. Everything about this is good.
I'm glad we're not fighting the ice beaver.
Thank
yeah.
God.
Why would you want to?
Why didn't you say I wanted
it's
to?
I don't want to fight. If anything, I want to see if we can train them to build other stuff.
Like what?
Just our Pokemon stream now.
Yep.
You got Queen Zapsaps, you got Frostbite,
Roly
you got
Poly.
Roly Poly. Whatever Cork is, they're probably a legendary.
Yeah, and then we got our fire type Hedgie. By the way,
Yeah.
I would humbly
Spicy.
suggest keeping him maybe out of sight for this. Is I don't know. This seems like a natural predator thing going on.
Also, the implication that Cork.
Not Cork, that Speedy or
Spicy.
Spicy. I'm so sorry. No, I feel like there might be like a natural predator thing going on there because ice beaver, fire hedgehog.
Also, the implication that Cork is a Pokemon, I think, is really funny because it implies that he's one of those like fucked up ones that you think is cute until you read their backstory and you're like, oh.
Oh no.
Funny ghost Pokemon. It's like a balloon. Oh no.
Oh, Mimikyu dresses like Pikachu.
Cork's Pokédex.
Look at that beautiful butterfly. I wonder what that big spout on its face is for. It's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, Cork's Pokedex entry is cursed.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same as Missing No.
Yeah, it's a glitch. It's a level 132 bird Pokemon.
You try to use it in combat, it just crashes your game.
Yeah. Okay. The Ice Beam Frostbite puts his head back under the water. Kind of, you can see him exhale, and a bunch of ice crystals form around him, and he basically raise him out of the water. And he looks at you, and he says, "You wish to cross and look at my ice bridge, my ice dam. But if you like it, I can show you around."
Please, can we tour the ice bridge?
Yeah.
Clangley's super heavy. I'm just worried he's gonna break it. I'm so worried.
It's really like he's bear sized. It's really thick.
That's true.
Yeah, bears weigh a lot.
Yeah, they're like 500 pounds.
Yeah, like
it's actually more than Clangley. No, if it's big enough for a bear, it's probably fine for Clangley then.
See in the background.
Whenever he's asking, we say yes. I'm a big fan of this one.
In the background, Queen Zap Zaps kind of climbs down the tree and approaches the ice beaver.
There is some beef here.
Frostbite says, "Zap Zaps." Frostbite.
Oh, are you two buddies?
We went to the same high school. Did not get along. No. It's
buddies.
Yeah, it's like two cats who have just met. It's a lot of kind of posturing and staring suspiciously at each other. No one's hissing yet.
They're gonna be snuggling. We'll take pictures. It'll be great.
Yeah, like they seem hesitant. Zap almost seems a little jealous that like you all are paying attention to another cute giant animal.
Just wait until the fire pangolins show up.
Okay, yeah, so but the ice beaver says for you to come here. It says you can jump in the water if you'd like to look around, but otherwise he'll show you how his ice dam works.
I'm very heavy. I don't swim very well. Oh wait, I don't have to breathe though. Yeah, I could go under the water.
Does the water look like particularly like fast or?
Where he has built the dam, it's not moving fast now. Like he's cordoned off a section of the river to be his own little pool, basically.
Fortune favors the bold. Clangley's just going to jump in and sink to the bottom because he's made of metal.
Sure. Yeah, and it's fresh water, so it's not going to totally gunk him up.
I mean,
If he wasn't waterproof, I don't think he would have jumped in. But I mean, I would hope not.
No, I'm just saying salt water's bad for metal, but
If I have to spend any time derusting you, I will give you an I told you so over this.
I have mending, it's fine. Which you can somehow hear from the bottom. Because I guess Clangley doesn't actually use breath to talk. He can just keep talking underwater.
yeah, it's like a speaker.
Yeah.
Matilda's like, I'm not going in. I have to take off all my armor. It's a whole thing. I'm going to stand guard.
Yeah. Like, Wynn's gonna find a safer path, like, maybe on top of the ice bridge or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
See if Clangley has any ice spells.
So Wynn's on top of the bridge. Claire, what are you doing?
Claire is going to follow Wynne to the top of the bridge. She does not like the idea of getting in the water.
Okay.
It's like, no, don't like that. No, thank you.
Did I? Oh, I'm a dope. Oh, well, that's fine. And Issa, what about you?
Definitely team not going in the water.
Okay.
Clangley's just admiring the architecture.
Yeah, so Clangley, Frostbite will come down and swim, and you can see him go up into a tunnel. Basically, like, you can follow me if you'd like. And if you...
I'd like to attempt to do so.
Yeah, clang over and climb your way up. It's ice, so it's really hard and thick, so it's got a bunch of handholds. So you climb up, and yet it's a big dome. There's a bunch of like mud and grass kind of laid out in here. Is like a big bed area. And he's like, "This is my dam." You can't talk to him, so he's just kind of chatters at you.
Person that is alone with the beaver right now.
Chattering, gesturing.
Look, Clangley doesn't understand, but appreciates the architecture. So he's basically going to take out like an unlit torch and kind of take off the wrap so it's no longer like instantly flammable. And he's going to like give him like the piece of wood as like thank you for showing me your beautiful dam. Here's some more building material.
Okay, yeah. He'll kind of stick it like in his bed, basically. Kind of pat it. And he gestures like, you can stay in here as long as you want, but he's going to go down back through the water and show the folks who stayed above around as well. So he once again like rises to the top and creates a little floaty, Breath of the Wild little ice barge for himself. He floats closer to you all. And yeah, he basically shows you, that like he's created the ice bridge around this portion of the river. So it's like, the river flows around it, and it's like this kind of, it touches the shore, and there's a part of it that extends all the way to the other side of the river, but it's arched underneath, so the river continues to flow through it, kind of thing, and kind of like he pats the dam, and he's like, "Yep, this bad boy took me about a month to make."
Wow, a whole month?
Yeah, it's a lot. I gotta like save up my ice and recharge it, and someday maybe I'll have like a little family here. It'll be nice.
Yeah, it's a real swanky place you got there. Right on a river. Lots of water to make ice.
Little tear. Thank you. I worked really hard. He says, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. He has lots of ice and sticks to eat. Fish. I don't know. What do beavers actually eat? Grass?
Berries, I think.
1, 2.
Hang on. We gotta Google this.
Herbivores eating leaves, woody stems, and aquatic plants.
So you got it in one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Water vegetation. Oh yeah, and I guess they do eat. They eat bark. That's what this website says too. So yeah. Okay. And y'all know, I love large rodents. Next up is the thunder capybara.
I was going to say either thunder capybara, we can have fire opossum.
Mm-hmm. The best. Just that like the kind of the naked opossum tail that like flicks and just catches fire, like it's Charmander or something. Okay, so yeah, frostbite's like you can stay as long as you want. I mean, I can help you across to the other side. You know, I know a little bit about the water around here. If you have any questions.
Once he says he knows a bit about the water, Wynne is going to launch into a rapid fire questions about the biodiversity of the river and just a lot of big sciencey words that the guy probably doesn't understand.
Oh yeah, no, my int is 2. There's a hermit bear.
Yeah, we met that guy.
We don't get along. It goes into the big river, which is an ocean.
That makes sense.
There's like there's a natural spring not too far from here that has like sparkling water in it, sparkling mineral water.
Oh. I guess the bubbly stuff in it?
Yeah.
Wow. We'll check that out.
He says there's a hot spring, which he hates.
Fair.
That is fair.
Where, though?
The hot spring is, he says it's a couple miles walk into the hills, basically. It's at the peak of one of the hills, past where the trees stop. So he says, for, you know, he kind of tries, he looks at like everyone's got 2 legs instead of 4, and he's kind of like, it takes me, you know, about an hour to walk there, so I guess it'll take you twice as long since you have half as many legs.
That's how math works.
That sounds about right. Well, thank you for showing us your home, and we'll probably be hopefully passing through in a few days, so we'll come definitely visit you again. We'll bring you more sticks.
Come back, yeah, and if you find any other ice beavers, we're pretty friendly. Kind of looks at Queen Zap Zap's like, yeah, we're way more friendlier than you. You don't even have an ice dam. Queen Zap Zap's is like trying to cross the river like without touching the ice bridge, like over a big tree, like and jumping across. And like, I don't need you stoop across this river. I'll cross this river. Do that raccoon hiss.
Ooh.
Can raccoons swim?
I mean,
but I feel
lightning.
like this is more a matter of pride than anything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I look, when we see the fire pangolins, it's gonna make it even more complicated.
Yeah. Also, if she could, she probably can swim, but she has a lightning crown on. I don't know if that's a good idea.
We kind of strap the lightning rod to her head.
Yeah.
Fine, everything in the river around
Right.
her.
She's lightning proof.
I think we just got a natural stopping point, which is a hot spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as she hears that there is a hot spring, everyone immediately knows where Issabel wants to set up.
Okay. So, ow. It's fine. Walking a couple more miles, going past outside the ice beaver's little domain. Indeed, the trees thin out. It becomes a hilly, pastoral landscape. This would probably start to be a good place for a big farm area, but you can see in the distance mountains that look like an addition that would, kind of also be a really good place to set up farms. And you can see another river in the distance. When you're on top of some of the hills, you can kind of see a decent way. And you all stop at the furthest, the hill closest to the mountains, basically, is where the hot spring is. And indeed, from a distance, you can see steam pouring from them. It's a really big hot spring area, a bunch of rocks, kind of a couple different pools bubbling away. Not too far from here is the naturally carbonated water spring as well.
A naturally carbonated water spring?
Those are things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
When you buy Perrier and like other stuff like that, it is carbonated at the source. It's carbonated when they pull it out of the ground, but they have to uncarbonate it to bottle it, and then they recarbonate it.
What?
Yeah.
But there is a water company that now makes, like, they just straight bottle it. Like, they don't do anything else to it. But most naturally occurring carbonated water is recarbonated. Okay. Made me thirsty. As you approach, you can see sitting in the hot springs are these, like maybe Ewok-sized creatures that have like bright red, almost masks on. They kind of look like snow monkeys, but they're like shrunk down snow monkeys. And instead of like a bright red face, their face is like metal almost. It's like a Dr. Doom mask kind of pushed onto their face. And kind of as you get close, they kind of sink into the hot spring and are suspicious.
I guess Wynne will cast Speak with Animals again.
Okay.
Hey, hi, how are ya?
Okay. What are you?
From the moon. We've come to enjoy your springs.
Kind of like they shrug at each other and they kind of move aside, and they're like, I mean, there's plenty of hot springs.
Yeah, we're gonna get you. You're gonna use like a pool over here, and then you can have your pool, and we'll just have a little one off to the side. We're just here to coexist and be friendly.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
And
we're on our honeymoon.
Not mention how we're going to try to keep the giant corporation we work for from murdering everything.
What?
But he
I can't speak.
He
with
didn't say
animals,
anything.
it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So, Bits is like already thrown their, his backpack down just in one of the pools, floating. Yeah, Matilda and Emerald, go into like a little patch of reeds to change out of their armor and put on like not quite bathing costumes, but it's like halfway between like pajamas and like work clothes. It's kind of like a loose white shirt and kind of generic work pants, and they're like, we can get these wet, that's fine. And they start to relax, kind of looking around. You all can obviously, if you'd like to, hop in. The spring monkeys kind of keep their distance, but are mostly curious. At some point, one of them starts like going through Bit's backpack and pulling stuff out. But as you all are sitting in the spring, where do you think do you want to keep like going even further tomorrow, or do you want to like where do you want to set up camp? Or is it one of those things where it's just like, let's just keep walking until we find like the best place, wherever that is?
Found the best place.
We did find the best place.
Okay.
I was thinking, well, we could set the camp up where we found those, like that, like right before the foothill, like that little extra, like field right before, right after the trees ended, like right before the hot springs.
Okay.
Then we can maybe clear out a bit more of the trees, and then we'll just have a little farming area.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Quick access to the hot spring.
Exactly, and we're not on the hot spring, so we don't bother the Dr. Doom monkeys.
There's also the possibility of harnessing some geothermal power, but that's a little far in the future.
I was also thinking hydropower with our friend helping us make the dams, but Wynne, tell our new friends that they can look, but they can't keep.
What?
Yeah.
Pointing at the one that's going through Bits' stuff.
Eddie. So, you can look at it, but you can't touch. Or you can't, that belongs to us. You have to ask for permission to use it. No. Nah. There we go. I told you.
You are wise.
I am very wise.
What should we do?
Wynne will take out, I'll take out like a little toy, like a little wind-up toy.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure Bits has one.
Sure.
And she'll like wind it up and then let it go and be like, you can play with that guy.
It's that one of the ones that explodes.
Bits kind of sticks his head out of the water. No. No. Well, no.
Also, why did you just have a huge chunk of soap in your bag?
It
has a bite mark in it now, by the way. I'm sorry.
There was a bite mark before. Is it another bite mark?
Oh, it already had a bite mark. Never mind then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how else do you get your breath fresh?
That point.
True.
What if I have a date later with... kind of looks around. It could happen.
And sometimes it's just nice to feel fresh for yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes I just do it for me. Just chew on a little soap. You know, just a little bit, just as a treat.
It's gonna have a little soap.
It's gonna have little soap.
Says Bits.
As an adult, they can make their own decisions.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like a little soap.
To punish me when I swore.
But I swore so much that I developed a taste for it, and it backfired. Eventually, I started swearing on purpose, just so I could taste the soap.
We're all too funny this session. We need to stop.
Oh, it's the worst problem to have.
Oh, yeah. The spring monkey is fascinated by this wind-up toy. Like, they're like, it moves on its own, but like if you talk to it, it doesn't like make noise. Like, they are just fascinated by it. And with that, kind of everybody in the crew nodding, like, yep, this is it. Like, this is great. We'll wrap up there and pick up in 2 weeks for episode 17, which will be, I don't know if I've said this on this episode, will be our last episode before we take a little break for about a month, and then we'll be back with plenty more Gracefall, and then just a month break back to every other week. Let's see, outros and plugs. Dan.
I am Dan. If you or your friend has been diagnosed with frostbite, good job. You made a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing D&D with your buds. I'm a little tired because I'm an hour ahead of everyone, so it's 10:30 here. Couldn't tell.
Liz.
I am Liz. I will plug playing Dungeons and Dragons with your friends.
Mira.
Hi, I'm Mira. Of course, always play D&D with your friends. It's really good. It's really good to do. Also, I got inspired recently for some character drawings for this this campaign. I'm going to try to make it happen to the best of my ability. We'll see. And if you want to see that, and also other character art, you can head over to either my Instagram at Birds and Nerds or Liz's Instagram, which is at Liz Horan, I believe.
Yep.
Cool. Where there's pictures of our Claire and Wynne, and hopefully more coming in the future.
Do you need a new? I do need a new background on my computer since it's Task Force Unlikely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Liz just posted a picture of a really cute dog. That's a good dog. Sorry.
And Jay.
I look forward to whatever Captain Planet team of elemental rodents that we eventually assemble to fight our evil corporate overlord.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the setup. Oh my god. How do I not see it?
It's basically that Ewok cartoon from Star Wars.
But with electric raccoons and ice beavers.
Yes.
Raccoons, ice beavers, fire possums, thunder monkeys, or probably just be like metal earth monkeys so far.
Monk-talurgists.
There we go.
Hi. Play D&D with your friends. I will echo what everyone said. The world continues to get worse, it seems. I don't know how, but I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm just like, well, another terrible thing happened. So do what you can. It sucks out there. Stay safe, everyone. Play D&D with your friends. It'll be better for a couple hours while you have a nice time. And if you need to stay off the internet or just do what you have to do to stay safe and keep sane. Next week is Blackout at Crater Valley and the series finale of Star Chasers for now. So come join us for that, won't you? Bye, be safe. Please be safe.